Hey everyone, and welcome to tonight's session. For those of you in the Southern Hemisphere with me, I hope you've had a wonderful day. And for those of you in the Northern Hemisphere, you are just starting your day, so I hope that you have a wonderful day planned ahead. As you jump onto tonight's live, click the like button and let me know where you're listening in from. Australia, New Zealand, Canada, UK, America. I always love seeing where you are listening in from. Hey Bradley. So I'm going to start off with Proverbs 18 verse 21. The tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruit. Now, sometimes there can be verses, and there were verses from me, that I'm like, I don't get it. But then, as I've started learning about different things, and as I've started learning about self-love and self-hate, that verse makes a lot more sense. Now, for a lot of people, it is so easy to self-hate. And I don't think a lot of people realize how powerful self-hate can be and how limiting and how restrictive self-hate can be. And a lot of people struggle with self-love because society has made you believe that when you love on yourself or when you puff yourself up, you are narcissistic or you are egotistical. And I want to dispel that. So, as you know, I talk a lot about universe, okay? Now you have to understand that universe doesn't hear what you say and recognize that you're thinking something different. So universe doesn't hear you say, I'm fat and ugly, and registers that you wish you were thin and beautiful. That's not what universe hears. When you self-hate on yourself and you're saying things out into the universe, the more you say of those things, you're telling universe that you like those things about yourself. You actually like that circumstance and you want universe to continue bringing that circumstance into your life. And you might be sitting there and say, Amy, I hate being fat. I would love to look more beautiful. I hate my teeth. The things that you want universe to manifest into your life, you have to say. You have to tell universe exactly what you want. You have to specify things. When you say you're dumb, universe thinks you must like not knowing things. When you say you're stupid, universe thinks you must not want to know things or have an understanding of how things work. When you don't take compliments, when someone calls you beautiful and you're like, thanks, but in your head you're like, no, I'm not. Universe will stop the compliments because you don't like them. You don't happily accept compliments, so you must not like them. So I'll make sure people stop complimenting you. Your words have the power to kill or to bring life. And that's not just to someone else. It's to you as well. How many times have we heard stories of teenagers or men or women committing suicide because they were bullied? Because every day they got ragged on. Every day they got attacked or judged or criticized. And because they heard no positive affirmations, because they didn't hear anyone contradicting the judgment, because they didn't have anyone contradicting the criticisms, they were like, well, it must be true. And they ended their lives. So you have that power. You have the power to save your life, and you have the power to save other people's lives. So when you're thinking about the things that you want in your life, you also have to think about you. So in my power meditations, my affirmations that I speak out to you is you're beautiful. And I want you to receive that you're beautiful. I don't care whatever you think is not good about yourself. You are beautiful. Because what will happen is the more you keep saying, I'm beautiful, I'm beautiful, I'm beautiful, universe is going to be like, oh, she wants to feel beautiful. And I really respect that guys tune into the Power Talk meditation. So I tell the guys that are listening, you're handsome. And Matt doesn't accept compliments. Matt struggles with me saying, you are such a hot guy. Like, I feel so blessed because I'm with such a good looking man. And he really struggles with accepting compliments. He's like, no, I'm not. I'm like, yes, you are. So you have to say those things, and it's going to take a while for you to believe what you hear. I tell you that you're a queen. You may not be of royal blood, and you may not be sitting on a throne, and you may not be, barking out orders and controlling countries, but you are empowered, and you are strong, and you are capable. And again, I say to the men that are listening, you're a king. Again, you're not sitting on a throne, you're not ruling a country, but you are incredible and you are capable of being a phenomenal man, being a phenomenal woman. So the power talk is about speaking out to the universe all that you want to receive. It's perfectly okay to see life as it is, but you have to see things better, not worse. So why is it so easy to self-hate, and why is it so hard to self-love? Self-hating seems easy because everyone else does it. People are always judging. People are always criticizing. People always have their 2 cents to put in. And a lot of the time when someone is saying negative things, a lot of the time when someone is being judgmental or critical, they're actually being judgmental and critical of themselves, because there's actually a quality about you that they're actually very jealous of. There's actually a quality about you that they're very envious of. Yesterday, Matt and I watched Hubie Halloween, and Adam Sandler plays Hubie Dubois. And Hubie Dubois is like the biggest scaredy cat in all of town. And Halloween is like his favorite celebration, but he's like the biggest scaredy cat in town. But he's also the kindest, nicest guy in town. And everyone like hangs shit on him all the time. Hey, name. And what you discover is that each person that's been bullying him is actually quite jealous and quite envious of him for a certain attribute that he possesses. So what you need to do is, self-love is hard, okay? I'm speaking from personal experience, having spent over, what is it? About 25, 26 years of self-hating. Self-love is hard. But with repetition and with repetition and with repetition, it becomes quite easy. So Yes, I do the Power Talk meditation in the morning with you beautiful people, and we do that for 10 minutes together. But throughout the rest of the day, every time I go into the bathroom, I tell myself, you are a beautiful, phenomenal person and you're a multi-millionaire. I'm getting there. It's going to happen. Hey, Amelia. Every time I get in my car and I fix my mirror, you are a beautiful, phenomenal person and you're a multi-millionaire. Every time I visit my step-parents have got like this display case that has a mirror in it. And before I go into like their rumpus room to see them, I have to whisper because they think I'm crazy. But I look in the mirror, I'm like, you're a beautiful, phenomenal person and you're a multi-millionaire. If I go into their toilet and then I go into the bathroom to wash my hands, you are a beautiful, phenomenal person and you're a multi-millionaire. I say the things that I want my life to be like. Now, do I want to be a multi-millionaire just because I want money in the bank? No. I have a whole lifestyle mapped out. I don't want the money, I want the lifestyle. I want to impact people's lives. I want to change people's lives. So every day, every opportunity, I'm telling universe what I want. I'm beautiful. I'm a queen. I'm successful. I'm bold. I'm courageous. I say the right things at the right time. I attract everything that I want in my life. I'm fierce. I'm a conqueror. I'm a warrior. I'm a lioness. I tell universe what I want to know about myself. I tell universe what I want to believe about myself. And I send that out to the world. And that's what you need to do. Now, you might be sitting here thinking, Amy, I live with people who would think I'm crazy if they start hearing me in the bathroom talking to myself. Just whisper it. Just look in the mirror and just... Or you get a book and you write it. You write it and you write it and you write it. Every day you write it. Guys, you're handsome. You're a king. You're a lion. Ladies, you're a queen. You're beautiful. You're a lioness. Start writing and start saying who you want to be and the kind of persona that you want to have. And what you're going to find is as you start self-loving on yourself, you don't allow judgment. You don't allow criticism. You have this confidence about you. You have this bravado about you. You have this charisma about you. And you look different, you feel different, you act different because you love yourself. And RuPaul says it almost on every episode. If you can't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love anyone else? Can I have an amen? And it's so true. Because if you don't love you, if you don't think you're amazing, if you don't think you're wonderful, if you don't think that you're worthy of spending time with, if you don't think you're worthy of growing old with, why should anyone else think that way about you? You have to think those things about yourself. And I want you to take this as permission. You are not egotistical by loving yourself. You are not narcissistic by loving yourself. By loving yourself, you are putting on your armor that protects you against judgment and criticism. I remember years ago, I got so hurt and so offended when I heard people being called a bitch or someone calling someone else a bitch. But then someone had turned that word into an acronym. Babe in total control of herself. And I was like, I'm a bitch. And for me, I suddenly felt empowered. And for me, when someone tries to insult or attack with the word bitch, I'm like, thank you, I know I am. And they're like, huh? Because they don't know the acronym. So what you need to do is when people are judging you, when people are criticizing you, you need to put on your armor. You need to remember your self-love. And you need to say to them, I understand. I'm sorry you feel that way. I forgive you. You're an incredible person. And they'll be like a deer in headlights. They'll be like, what just happened to me? And what will happen is they'll have to stop bugging you because they can't get to you. They don't bother you. Their insults, you turn around into compliments. Their judgments, you turn into compliments. Their 2 cents, you turn into a life lesson for them. It's really fun. And it screws with people's minds when you love on yourself. And it's not easy. It is not easy. And when I'm asking you to self-love, you need to do this. Okay? You need to look yourself in the eyes. Okay? This will freak you out. Okay? Actually looking yourself in the eye and actually saying, Amy, you are beautiful. Bradley, you are handsome. Nave, you are beautiful. Amelia, you are beautiful. Actually looking yourself in the eye and actually telling yourself what you are, who you are. There's going to be days that you do this exercise and you'll just have the biggest smile on your face and you'll be like, yes, yes I am. But there's also going to be days where you will be a bubbling mess because you are telling yourself something that you have never told yourself, or you're telling yourself something that no one has told you, or no one has told you for a really long time. So you can't just be like looking in the mirror and just be like, hey, you're beautiful. You have to look yourself dead in the eye and you have to say your name and you have to declare it. And it's scary. I've had moments where I'm like, I'm crying and I am saying it and I'm staring at myself. I'm like, come on, you can do this. Come on. You know this about yourself. And then there's other days where I've got the biggest smile on my face and I'm like, yes, you're amazing. And you're going to find that people are going to notice a difference about you. And if you feel uncomfortable with telling people I'm self-loving on myself, because some people might put their minds in the gutter, all you need to do is tell people I power talk to myself. And they're like, power talk? What's power talk? I tell myself things that I want to believe and receive about myself. And it doesn't have to just be looks, people. Amy, you are successful. Amelia, you're a multi-millionaire. Bradley, You say the right things at the right time. Nave, you are focused and determined and dedicated. It doesn't just have to be your looks. You're smart. You're important. You matter. And every positive word you can think of that strengthens you, that empowers you, you will notice change in yourself. People are shocked when I tell them how old I am. And I tell them how old I am and they're like, no, you're not. And I'm like, don't you dare tell me I look older. And they're like, no, you look like you're in your 20s. And I'm like, oh, that's okay then. That's all good. Because when you have confidence, when you have bravado, when you have self-esteem, when you have self-assurance, you look better. You feel better. You act better. And when you self-love, you will find that your stress levels come down. It takes a lot to stress me out now. You'll find your anxiety levels come down. It takes a lot to make me anxious these days. And you'll find your nervousness comes down. You're not so on edge. But it takes time. And you have to do it every day. You have to do it every morning. Or you have to do it every night. I told you, in the morning we do the 10 minutes together. And then throughout the day, every time I see my reflection, I'm self-loving, I'm power talking to myself. But you need to do it every single day. It can't just be every second day. It can't just be once a week. It has to be every single day. And it can't just be, oh, I'm going to do this for a week or I'm going to do this for a month. No. You are power talking every day until the day you die. And it's hard. It's challenging because your self-hate will give you every excuse under the sun. It's too cold. Your bed's so comfortable and warm. You don't need to stand up to do a power talk. You don't need to look at yourself in the mirror. Your self-hate will do everything in its power to anchor you. Your self-hate will do everything to maintain its walls, its barriers, its blockades, its hurdles, its hoops, its obstacles. But the more you do your power talk consistently, all the hurdles will fall down. All the hoops will go away. All the obstacles will move. All the walls, all the barriers, all the blockades, they'll just fall away. And self-love will go from being a really loud voice to a whisper to you can't even hear it at all. It just doesn't happen. So, if you can join me 6 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, you'll see exactly what a power talk session looks like. Otherwise, I challenge you. Set a timer for 5 minutes. Start with 5 minutes because the first couple of times it's going to freak you out. It's going to make you uncomfortable. Set a timer for 5 minutes. Go into a mirror. I don't care if it's your bathroom mirror or even here on your camera. You have to look yourself dead in the eyes. And you have to start thinking of every positive thing you could possibly say about yourself. Everything. You've got beautiful hair. You've got beautiful eyes. You've got beautiful lips. You're smart. You're important. You pay your bills on time. You're on top of things. You save. You're very good with your money. 5 minutes. You have to say only positive things about yourself. Only positive things. It's going to be hard. It's going to test you. But I guarantee it is going to change you for the better. I would love for you to tag me or send me a message if you do the Power Talk sessions on your own and you do notice some changes. Like maybe your relationship goes to the next level with your partner, or maybe the work environment changes for the better, or maybe you sleep better, or maybe you wake up with more energy. I would love to know the changes that you notice, getting rid of the self-hate and adopting the self-love. Now, I guarantee the first couple of times your eyes are going to want to dart away. Your gaze is going to try and look at, anything but yourself. But really, for 5 minutes, really talk to you. Amy, you're smart. Amy, you're beautiful. Amy, you're talented. Amy, you're incredible. Amelia, I want you to do the same. Amelia, you're intelligent. Amelia, you're capable. Amelia, you're fantastic. Bradley, I want you to do the same. Bradley, you're handsome. Bradley, you're a king. Bradley, you are very talented in what you do. Nave, I want you to do the same. Nave, you're beautiful. Nave, you're loving. Nave, you're confident. I really want you to do the Power Talk. And I really want you to focus on everything that is good. Everything that you are capable of. Everything that you do well. Maybe you speak a second language. Maybe you are bilingual. Maybe you're trilingual. Maybe you're quadlingual. Maybe you can play a musical instrument. Maybe you know how to sew and mend your own clothes. Maybe you can bake incredible cakes. Like maybe there's something that you make and it doesn't matter how many times you explain the recipe to anyone, everyone screws it up and you always have to make it. No one knows how to make mine and my stepmom's tuna dip. It don't matter how many times we tell them to do it, they always screw it up. And no one can make my stepmom's cauliflower bake. And we cannot go to Christmas lunch without at least 2 to 3 trays of cauliflower bake and at least 1 to 2 tuna logs. You need to find the things that you are incredible at. You need to find the things that you are talented to do. Maybe you're incredible with computers. You're incredible with software. Maybe you can fix anything. Like something breaks and you fix it. Like you don't need to replace it, you fix it. Maybe, you service your own car because you know how to look after your own car. You need to find the things that you do really well. And those are the things that you focus on. You have got enough people in your life focusing on the things you can't do. Focusing on the things you're not very good at. You don't need to be helping people find things you can't do. You need to help yourself identify the things you can do. I'm a cross stitcher. Don't ask me to sew. I can kind of crochet. Don't ask me to knit. But give me a cross stitching pattern. Give me a couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months, and I'll make that into a picture because I love me some cross stitch. Maybe you are brilliant at doing the really hard Sudokus. Like you can figure out the numbers 1 to 9. Like it's so easy for you. You need to find the things you're good at. That is all the aspects of self-love. Telling yourself what you can do. telling yourself what you are capable of, telling yourself the things that are possible for you, because you've got enough people hating on you. You don't need to be helping them hate on you. You need to be helping to love on you. Thank you so much for joining me in tonight's session, or this morning's session for those of you in the Northern Hemisphere. I truly hope that you got incredible value out of it and you'll be able to implement some of the tips that we discussed in this session. As you know, I never pre-plan the next day's session, so I do look forward to you joining me tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. And for those of you that want to do the Power Talk meditation, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Have a wonderful evening. Have a beautiful day. I'll see you tomorrow night. As always, be safe, be well, much love.